All right, guys. Happy, what's this, Wednesday? Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me. Jean Marlo Davis, your wealth creator. I'm here getting my steps in, 10,000 steps a day. Keep the doctor away. Hallelujah. So today, I want to talk about how to get rid of imposter syndrome. And a lot of people, I had never heard of this so-called terminology, imposter syndrome, till I attended the event and I kept hearing people, like ask questions. How do I get rid of imposter syndrome? How do I get rid of imposter syndrome? And I was like, is that really a big thing? And what the heck is imposter syndrome and things of that nature? Because, growing up, I just never heard about it. Maybe it was called something else, but growing up, I hadn't heard about that. And so when I looked up imposter syndrome, pretty much, it's about not believing pretty much in your craft and who you are, and that you may be qualified in what it is that you're doing, but for somehow, some way, you got in your head that you're not qualified, or you feel like, what you're getting paid, that, or do I really deserve to get that amount of money, and am I really qualified to get that amount of money? Well, let me put your head at ease. I was told a long time ago that if you have over 10,000 hours in your craft, baby, you're not an imposter. You're not an imposter. You're what we call an expert. But a lot of times we compare ourselves. That's where the imposter comes from. We compare ourselves to people that we see great, that we see on platforms, that we see just getting the big, big bucks, and you haven't reached there yet. You start to compare yourself and you're like, okay, am I an imposter? Am I able to teach on what I'm teaching? Because this person is so much better. This person grabs the crowd like never before. And oh my God, the crowd goes wow. And, I haven't been doing this long. Am I really, really qualified to teach what I teach? One thing I got to say to help you to get over it, number one, work on going from good to great to exceptional. What do I mean? Continue to work on your craft. Continue to get better. Continue to go to the workshops, the seminars, getting all that you need to get to continue to grow your business, your brand, because things change. We want to be quick thinking, fast moving, right down to modern day time. Things change all the time. So a lot of times you're coaching, your mentorship, you're speaking, you just can't just go off of what happened last year. You got to always keep updating, just like with, I like to say, electronics. Every time you turn around, a new electronic comes out. You get a new iPhone now. By the time you get the iPhone, they already done came up with another iPhone. So I'm not saying that you got to be so quick with that. What I'm saying is you got to make sure that you stay on your craft. You get the accreditation that you need to make sure that you are an expert in your field. And you want to make sure that you're up to date with what you're teaching, especially now that we have Chat GPT and all these other AI automation and things of that nature. You want to make sure that when you're teaching your people, you're coaching your people, whatever you're doing, even if you're speaking, that you're coming from a position of quick thinking, fast moving, right up to the modern day time. Okay, so that's the first thing. Be study, be learning. I read somewhere in a great book, Study to Show Yourself Approval. Okay, and when all you're getting, get understanding. So study. But your story is your glory. And when you talk about what you've been through, and you show someone how you were able to overcome that obstacle, baby, nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take your story away from you. Remember, facts tell, story sells. Again, facts tell, story sells. You want to be like the greatest storyteller in the world, which is Jesus Christ. He told stories. He told stories, and he was able to get people, all around the land. He was able to travel and attract crowds of people, word of mouth, right? Because he told stories, and then he did miracles. He performed miracles. And what I'm saying with that, in order to help you to overcome imposter syndrome, Tell your stories. Tell the testimonies of lives that you have transformed. Ask your clients, your customers, your participants, hey, look, can you, and this thing is going, I don't know what's going on. Sorry guys if it's glitchy. But ask your customers, hey, look, do you mind giving me a testimony? Do you mind sharing your experience? When we do our events, we do our workshops, our seminars, and our events, Bruce will always record testimonies. And he asks, do you mind sharing a testimony? And that's our social proof. That's our social proof that we're doing what we say we're able to do. So testimonies, telling the stories of what you have done to help transform someone's life. Guys, that in itself will help you to have that documentation, which beats conversation any day, to show I'm not an imposter. I am who I say I am. And if I wasn't, then I wouldn't say I am, right? So you want to make sure that you do that. We're talking about getting over imposter syndrome, which, like I said, what's up, Brian? Thank you for being here. Like I said, I was very, very shocked of even hearing about imposter syndrome to hear recently when I went to a conference and I was hearing people bring that up so many times. And I was like, okay, what is up with this imposter syndrome? I've heard not believing in yourself. I've heard not being, not feeling intimidated. I'll give you an example. I remember many, many years ago, a good friend of mine, Ken Rothness, very good friend of mine. We done business together. He was putting together something called the Show Me the Money Tour. Okay. And the Show Me the Money Tour was about the system that he created to show people the opportunity that he had, that if they click, they could just watch a presentation, they could make a decision, join the business. And he knew, me being a former IRS auditor, he said, look, what you had to offer is paramount because people need to understand the tax advantages of owning a business. So he said, I really, really want you to be a part of this tour. And I said, okay. So we talked about it. We did everything we need to do. He said, I'm gonna contact you back and let you know who's all gonna be a part of the tour. So when it was time for it, he told me about the gentleman, Jack Zufelt, which is a good friend of mine as well, President Merit Award, multi-millionaire. He was going to be speaking about systems. No. He was speaking about, don't beat me, Jack, if you, don't beat me, Jack, if you watch this video. Why I can't remember, blame it on perimenopause, brother. But he was the DNA of success. Thank you. I recovered. He talked about, and get his book. And Jack, if you watch this, go ahead and put your book down below so people can get it. But he talked about the DNA of success. And so he was coming on to talk about how to attract success. And then you had Ken with the system. And then you had me, the former IRS auditor, teaching about the tax advantage of business. They called me the closer because after I finished, everybody ran and signed up. And then he said, Danny Glover's going to talk about systems. I'm like, Danny Glover? And he was like, yeah. I said, wait a minute, hold up. Lethal Weapon, Danny Glover? He was like, yeah. I said, wait a minute, Color Purple, Danny Glover? And he was like, Gene, that's the only Danny Glover? I was like, oh my God. And so I remember when the tour kicked off, it kicked off I think in Utah, and then we went to Vegas, then went to California. And I remember, guys, being in the lineup, waiting to go on stage. What's up, Sasha Expada? What's up, Sasha? I remember I was looking at these millionaires, and I hadn't became a millionaire yet. And I was like, oh my God. Ooh, I'm getting ready to get on stage and speak and think. And I said, oh my God, I was around it. I'm the only woman, and all these are already mega millionaires. And oh my God, I'm just getting started. And I heard something click. I heard something click, said, honey, you already qualified. So when you get in the room, make it do what it do. That's all I needed to hear, God. I said, that's right. I'm going to make it do what it do because I told it to. Honey, I got on that stage and I tore that room up, baby. And when I got off the stage, people was running in the back where I was. They was buying my product, signing up for my service. And then in turn, they signed up in that business. And I was like, wow, it's all in your head. Whatever you tell yourself, you're absolutely right. If you say you're a failure, you're absolutely right, which I don't believe you are. If you say that you're a winner, you're absolutely right. So imposter is something that you are making up in your mind, especially when God made, you're one of one, baby. You are one of one. So you have something that nobody else have. Even your fingerprint, baby, is different. It's unique. It is you. So you tell your story. Your story is your glory. Tell your story. You know, let people know your experiences. Let people feel your heart. People do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. And let me just tell you, when you do that, and you be yourself 100% undeniable, no apologies, and you believe in yourself, people will come to you from miles on end to see you, to hear your story, to get your tips. So there's no imposter here. And one thing I want to say before I let you go, because this is your quick tip, one thing, you don't want to compare. You don't want to compare. You don't want to compete. You want to create. Okay, write that down. You don't want to compare. You don't want to compete. You want to create. You are a creator. That's why I tell people my name is Jean Marlo Davis and I'm a wealth creator. And I always affirm, and you are too. And so that's one thing that I think that will help you is to create, have fun. There's so many things out here that you can do. You know, I have a young lady on right now watching that she do these incredible events on the ship, baby. You know, that, hey, you could get with her Sasha Expada. She's out there doing big things. And I'm telling you right now, create, have fun. I read somewhere in that same great book that it says your gifts will make room for you. Your gifts will make room for you. So how do you overcome being an imposter? Be quick study, quick learning. Continue to grow, continue to expand, you know, make sure that you're not just going off of yesteryear's message and yesteryear's training. Stay current, right? You know, add value. Go to the workshops, go to the seminars, go to events. The event changed my life. What event, Jean? Every event that I've been to has changed my life and my life for the better, which I'm telling you about an event coming up right now. I'm so excited. We're going back to the mansion. We're going back, supercharge your business and increase your profits 4.0, baby. We're going back to the private mansion. We're going back to having the private shelf. This is where, before COVID hit, Bruce and I, every quarter, we would get a mansion, hire a shelf, and we will lock people in, literally, you know, but they was happy to be locked in. We fed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, private chef cook, and we open up the game book and show people how we made 6 figures in 4 months, did it again in 3 months, and now building multiple 7-figure businesses from the comforts of our own home. Now, I don't say that to brag or boast. I don't say that to try to impress you, but to impress upon you that, you know what, you can do anything, and you don't have to worry about being an imposter. But what you want to do is walk in your divine authority, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. That's tomorrow. We're opening up the playbook and showing you the 3 shifts that impacted our business and blessed us to make 6 figures in a short amount of time. We're going to go over these things. We're going to show you how to attract qualified prospects and get paid high ticket value. And we're going to show you how to grow your band, how to stack, and continue to add value and attract the people that you're looking for. So what you want to do is, after this broadcast, just go to the description, click down below, and register for the free webinar. Register for the free webinar that's happening tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with yours truly, Jean Marlo Davis. I hope this helped you as let me tell you where I'm at. Let me tell you how many steps I'm at right now. Can you see that? 6,598 steps. I still got more to go. We still got more time. But hey, listen, I hope that helped you out, and I hope to see you on the webinar, because we're going to share those 3 shifts. We're going to share some important tips for you, and then in turn also we're going to give you a sneak preview of the Supercharge 4.0 that's happening in a private mansion right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So my name is Jean Marlo Davis. I am a wealth creator. You're a wealth creator too. Remember, you can have, be, do anything, and you tell them Jean Marlo Davis said so. God bless. Click on the link and get registered for that webinar tomorrow. I see you soon. Let me finish getting these steps.